Days of Our Lives spoilers next 2 weeks. Gabby and Kristen trade allegations. Rafe and Sammy's passion. Will Chad search for a live Abigail after Clyde's final clue? Billy Flynn's exit strategy. Sarah deceives Xander. Sophia comforts Tate. Holly and Doug get honest. Greetings to all Days of Our Lives fans. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the coming 2 weeks, April 7th to April 18th, reveal that Gabby Hernandez and Kristen DiMera will trade allegations before Rafe Hernandez and Sammy Brady's passion reignites. Meanwhile, Chanel Dupree DiMera will also suspect Johnny DiMera, so then's what observers can anticipate. During the week of April 7th to 11th, Sophia Choi will comfort Tate Black over his split from Holly Jonas and all the family drama he's dealing with. Across city, Holly will grow near to Doug Williams III, but further dramas in store. Tate will latterly find Doug in Holly's room at the Kiriakis manse, so he may lash out and launch a showdown. Of course, Holly may point out that her life is none of Tate's business presently. Since Holly ditched Tate, she's free to make her own choices about who she spent her time with and where it happens. Over with Gabby, she'll get into a fierce fight with Kristen. In fact, Kristen and Gabby will both charge each other presumably of shooting EJ DiMera, but will either of them actually be shamefaced? Latterly, Days suckers will see Gabby's perspective of the night EJ took a pellet. There's a good chance Gabby popped up at the DiMera manse, but she may not have pulled the detector. While JJ Devereaux and Sean Brady dig for suggestions in the case, Belle Black will visit Slow EJ's bedside and Professor Love. Belle's timing will be terrible since that's exactly when Sammy will return and eavesdrop. Days spoilers say Sammy and Belle will do some bickering, which is nothing new for these sisters. Since the DiMera family is in total fermentation, Xander Kiriakis will decide it's the perfect time to strike DiMera Enterprises. Days of Our Lives observers can anticipate Xander to carry out a power play with Philip Kiriakis' help. Gabby will also get pulled into some drama with Xander and Philip as they get tyrannous to achieve their business pretensions. As for Alex Kiriakis, he won't be happy now that he's keeping quiet about the forged letter. Alex will make his disapprobation clear to Sarah Kiriakis, but Sarah will still be glad he's willing to hide the verity about Philip stealing half of Xander's birthright. Across city, Johnny will get some guidance from Chad DiMera, who may push Johnny in the direction of forgiving EJ and timber amends if his father pulls through. Sammy will also reconnect with Johnny, so they'll reappraisal the story of how EJ forced Sammy to sleep with him in exchange for saving Lucas Horton's life. That's how Johnny was conceived, so Sammy will be sorry that Johnny had to find out the way that he did. Sammy may second guess her decision to shield Johnny from the real story, but she didn't want him to suppose lower of his father. Despite EJ's faults, part of Sammy will always love EJ, and she's forgiven him for violating her all those times agone. Away, Chanel will open up to Paulina Price, so there's a good chance she'll admit she fears Johnny might have shot EJ that cataclysmal night. Once Rex Brady returns to Salem following his mega-hit and run accident away, he'll assure Kate Roberts Brady that he's forfeiture. Indeed so, Kate will remain rankled up over the possibility that EJ arranged for someone to go after Rex. Latterly, Rex will confess commodity he's hysterical of during a discussion with Roman Brady. Maybe Rex will admit he's upset Kate might have gone after EJ herself. At the Kiriakis manse, Vivian Alamain will make a surprise comeback after ever managing to score her freedom from Statesville. Philip and Kate will soon get updates on Vivian's intimidating news. Days spoilers say Vivian will hang to ruin effects for Philip unless she gets what she's owed. Since Vivian was behind the letter phony that made Philip's success be, she'll anticipate to be free-heartedly awarded. During the week of April 14th to 18th, Philip and Kate will have to find a way to deal with Vivian's demands. That'll be easier said than done, but Kate and Philip will be largely motivated to figure commodity out. Back with Sammy, she'll comfort Rafe over what happened with Sean and Jada Hunter. Sammy will kiss Rafe as they catch up, and it won't be long until they get passionate in the bedroom, too. Javi Hernandez will ultimately discover Rafe and Sammy under the covers together, so he'll be thrown for a circle. There'll be more developments in EJ's disquisition as well, so that should lead to further issues for Gabby and JJ. The further suspicious JJ becomes of Gabby in the coming occurrences, the worse effects are going to get in their relationship. Days of Our Lives spoilers allude that Gabby and JJ will break up sooner or laterally, but JJ will eventually make a vaticination about winning her heart again. Days of Our Lives spoilers will Chad search for a live Abigail after Clyde's final clue, Billy Flynn's exit strategy. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Chad DiMera might search for an alive Abigail DiMera after Clyde Weston's final indication. Could that be Billy Flynn's exit strategy now that we know he's cleaner hopping from Days to the Young and the Restless? Since Days of Our Lives flicks so far in advance, Flynn still has numerous months left on screen in Salem. Still, we should go ahead and start allowing about Chad's eventual exit, since there'll have to be some explanation. In an interview with Variety, Flynn expressed to Stopgap that Days suckers would support whoever might come by and play Chad, if there ever is that case. That makes it sound like Flynn's exit could pave the way for a Chad recast sooner or laterally. With that in mind, we should consider a story that was left hanging when Clyde fell into a coma. Before Clyde landed in that slow state, Chad was hoping to find out where Abigail's remains were. Grounded on Clyde's commentary, plenitude of Days suckers suspected Abigail might actually be alive. Clyde couldn't unmask the whole story before the coma drama played out, but he might bargain with his information once he awakens. It's easy to imagine Clyde summoning Chad and attesting that Abigail isn't deceased after all. Of course, Clyde may not be willing to discover Abigail's exact position. Still, the villain may simply tease him with the knowledge that Abigail is still out there nearly, if Chad can't meet Clyde's demands. Clyde might indeed offer up some mystery that could turn into a trail for Chad to follow. However, maybe Chad could resolve to find Abigail and reunite their family, if that's the case. Perhaps Chad will take the kiddies on a trip around the world and hope that Abigail will turn up along the way. It'd be an easy strategy to get Chad off screen for an indefinite period of time, and it'd leave the door open for a Chad recast to return with or without Abigail laterally on. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Clyde may make some alive Abigail prognostications if he eventually comes out of his coma, so stay tuned for updates on any major news for Chad. Days of Our Lives Monday, April 7th update: Sarah deceives Xander, Sophia comforts Tate, Holly and Doug get honest. Days of Our Lives spoilers update for Monday, April 7th, reveals that Sarah Kyriakis will deceive Xander Kyriakis while Sophia Choi comforts Tate Black. Meanwhile, Holly Jonas and Doug Williams' three'll also get honest, so let's bandy what's coming up on Days of Our Lives. First, Kate Roberts Brady will land in a situation where she has to rush to her own defense. Philip Kyriakis will question his mama, so he might wonder if Kate was behind EJ DiMera's firing. Kate will presumably deny taking matters into her own hands, but she might argue that she would have been justified if she'd pulled the detector. Since Kate suspects EJ might have arranged Rex Brady's mega-hit and run accident, she'll suppose the world would be a better place without EJ in it. EJ is in a medically convinced coma for now, but Kate clearly wouldn't mind if he breathed his last breath. Of course, Kate and Philip's discussion may eventually shift to the forged letter they're both covering up. Philip and Kate will have to hold out stopgap that Stephanie Johnson can keep Alex Kyriakis quiet. On Monday's day's occasion, Stephanie will smell that Alex is floundering now that he's joined the secret circle. Since Stephanie will eventually give Alex some options, she may point out that it's not too late to tell Xander the truth. However, Stephanie may promise to admire his decision, if that's what Alex wants to do. Still, Alex may eventually stand by his choice since coming clean about Xander's stolen birthright would have consequences. Philip's life could be in peril if Xander retaliates. Not to mention Sarah's marriage could be over if it comes out that she knew about the forged letter. As for Sarah, she'll add to her deception on Monday's show. Days spoilers say Sarah will pile on further falsehoods and feel indeed shamed about the information she's withholding from Xander. Across city, Sophia will comfort Tate following his Holly resolve news. As Tate reflects on how it all went wrong, Sophia may make some prognostications about him being better off without Holly. Next, Days spoilers say Holly will quiz Doug about his passions and maybe wonder if he's still attracted to her. Now that Holly's single, she might admit she reciprocates Doug's passions and has that same magnet. Holly may not be ready to throw herself into another love, but she could be tempted to kiss Doug in the fate of her Tate bifurcation. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Doug and Holly will at least strengthen their connection, so stay tuned for updates on where effects will go from then. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.